So we're driving the Mustang this week and the odometer stopped working, and it's a very common problem with these Mustangs. The factory gear breaks in the dashboard down here. This is what it looks like. This is one of the gears that drives the numbers, and this one drives basically this gear, and one of these two have broken inside. I ordered both of them because if they're the black plastic, that's the one that usually falls apart, and you're going to want to replace both because it's a heavier duty plastic, I believe. So the first thing you want to do is get the headlight switch out, and in the back side of the headlight switch is a little button that you push and it comes right out. I've already done it for the sake of time. See if we can get in here. There's the slot right there. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to compress that ring inside there, and that's what holds it onto the shaft of the headlight switch. Then you're going to need a set of these Torx bits. Pulled out the Torx 15, and you take out, there's 2 screws on this dashboard. Man, it's dark in here. There's one up top here, and there's another one on the other side. I've got these 2 dashboard tools. They're plastic. I've used this one right here. And what you do is you come in here under the dashboard and you pull gently. There's 4 tabs down here in the bottom that holds this bezel in, and then this bezel will come right out, and then you've freed up all this space in here to get in here. And I'm going to see if I can get some more light. Much better. So once you've got the bezel off, there's 4 screws that you got to take out to get the dashboard out. There's one down here in the bottom corner. There's one behind the foam here, and we got one down here in the bottom and one up top. Now all these gauges are electronic, so once you pull them off, the needles might move, and it's not going to matter if they do, because once you turn the car back on, they will just readjust themselves automatically. Anytime you're working on electronics or anything, this dash is electronic gauges. We're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. Negative side. This is a quick disconnect on the battery. It's a nice install because the car never really gets driven. It's a toy. But take your negative battery post off, and that way you won't get any shorts or have anything that might ruin anything. Just be a little safe. There's 2 big wiring harnesses, one on the left and one on the right. On the top there's a push tab. Push that down and pull it out with a little bit of force. And you got one on the other side. Same idea. Just push that down and pull that out. And then you got your dash assembly out. So I'm going to put this up on a toolbox and take it apart further. Now find out whichever bulbs you got burned out. And these are the lights. And it says right on it, low beam, airbag, brake, seat belt. Up here you got some other bulbs. These are your main bulbs right here, the black ones. These are the ones that light up your dashboard. So if you're trying to change the colors to the blues or something, they just twist and pop right out. And that's how you change any of your bulbs on your Mustangs. Alright, once you've disconnected it, this is the place where it went in on both sides, so you get a little better shot of it. To get the clear lens off, you're going to go all the way around and pull out all these screws all the way around the bezel, and that's what they look like. Again, it's a Torx 15. Alright, so once you get all those screws out, I'm just going to lift this off. And then we're going to pull this pot out, pull this pot out, and pull the center pot out. So what you'll do is take a flat blade screwdriver, kind of pry it up here, work it all the way around, come down, catch it on the bottom, and just lift this whole thing right up and get it out of the way. And that's the motors that drive the gauges. We'll do the same on this side. Pull that one up. These metal studs, they go into these clips. Now I got to get that last screw out to get the centerpiece out. tab here, And what you can do is start with a screwdriver, work it here, come down here on this side, work it up, and once you've got it all loose going all around, take that up out of the way. Look at that. That, my friend, is part of the gear. I'm going to hit that with compressed air. I'll set that over here. There's the broken gears. And we're going to replace those. Tricky part, you're going to need 2 tiny little screwdrivers. And what you're going to need to do, if I can get in here with the camera, is you're going to get underneath this right here. And you're going to push down. There's a black tab on both sides of this motor. And you're going to push down those tabs. And what you do, you're able to twist the motor. And then the motor should come right out. And what you're pushing down on, it's really not black, it's silver. It just looks black. You're pushing down on those tabs right there. And then it's going to rotate out of that housing. Be very careful you don't break those tabs. Take your time. So now we've got all that out of the way. We can get that gear out. Alright, the gear just basically disintegrated, but if you look down in there, you can still see the teeth. Not the teeth, but the nipples that hold it in. They're still in there. So we're going to have to get those out. We use a pick to clean them out. Yeah, there's a piece of the round tooth that came out. Now it's all clean. I'm going to go hit this with some low power compressed air to get everything out of it. Okay, here's the old gear. And the motor has the worm gear on it. And typically the white plastic is the good plastic, the black plastic is the cheap plastic. So I'm going to clean this up, get all those fragments out of it. I'm not going to bother changing that one, even though I got it, because that one's in good shape. But I ordered it anyway, because you don't want to take it apart and realize you have both these gears are the black plastic. But this one seems to be in good shape. So I'm going to leave that one on there. And I'm going to blow this out with some compressed air, clean it all up, put the new gear in, and put it back together. And if you own a Ford, this is the same thing that happens to their electric windows. The 3 little plastic parts explode inside the electric window motor, and you got to rebuild that. And I've done that a couple times already myself. Alright, once you've installed the new gear, I took a Q-tip and I went in there and cleaned everything out and blew it out with some compressed air. And take your screwdriver and push both of these sides in till you hear it click. Once you hear it click, you know it's in. And then I just rotated it on my finger, and you can see it's driving. So now I'm going to put the motor back in after we clean up the stuff on the motor. Alright, set the motor in, make sure everything's all nice, and give it a little twist, and that'll lock it in. Okay, so now the motor's locked in. All the gears are nice and tight. So there you've replaced the odometer gear on your Mustang, and now it should work again. And all you got to do is reassemble everything and take it for a test drive. Thanks for watching. Give us a huge thumbs up and a thank you.